You guys all good? All right, if that's the case, then this week we've been talking about lead follow-up, right? Putting together some tactics, figuring out lead follow-up. As you know, the most important thing that we need to find out from any lead is their timing. Like, when do they want to start the process? When do they want to be in that new house or moved out of their existing home, right? Whatever that is. So when do they want to start the process? It's the most important thing that we're going to find out: timing. Right? By knowing their timing, we can then put them into a proper lead follow-up system, whatever that may be. And we talked about on our last call how you can bring them into different categories, label them whatever way, call it a label, call it a bucket, call it a category. And you can have them, for example, a super hot lead, someone that's ready to put pen to paper in the next 30 days. Then you have a hot lead, someone who wants to put pen to paper. We're going with like 1 to 3 months or 31 to 90 days. Then we categorize a warm lead, which would be 91 days to 180 days, so 3 to 6 months out. And then a future lead, which is basically 6 months plus, right? A year, 2 years, whatever it may be. Or if you just don't know what their timing is, right? So that was kind of the basis of yesterday's call. Today, I want to go into a few more tactics. To be honest with you guys, there's only so much I can talk about lead follow-up. But one thing that I get a lot is, hey, Danny, Tom keeps talking about lead for speed, right? How do we connect with people, making sure that we are like the first ones there? Like, they talk about, you're supposed to connect with them within the first 5 minutes. You guys ever hear that before by Tom? It's like, hey, lead to speed, connect with them within the first 5 minutes. And that's pretty impossible when you're on appointments. Let's be honest. When a lead comes in the evening and you're on a listing appointment or a buyer appointment, whatever it is, it's not like you're going to say, hold up, got to take this call, I got a new lead. That's not what's going to happen. You're negotiating an offer. You're not going to stop the negotiating because you got a lead that came in. So what do you have in place? What do you have in place to make sure that that lead to speed tactic is working for you? So I'm going to give you some ideas. I mean, obviously, the best idea would be having someone actually connect with them. So if you're on a team and you have a schedule put out there where when a lead comes in, you're taking it for these next couple of hours, and then that team member takes it for the next couple of hours. So it's kind of like a funnel system. So when the lead comes in, it's being handled by someone live. Right now, it's not going to be obviously 24 hours a day, but for the most part, it will be handled throughout the day. Right. That is if you are on a team and it's set up that way. Right. Other people, other team members have, or even individual agents have hired an inside sales associate, right? A virtual assistant that can handle the influx of calls. So that's another option for you. Right. Another option would be just going out and hiring a VA so that when the leads do come in, that VA is actually connecting with them right off the bat. Right. So any leads that do come in, they're going to answer. They'll have some follow-up questions, some qualifying questions for the client, kind of getting an idea, right? Getting them some insight, and then boom, we're going to send out and put them into the lead follow-up system, whatever that may be. Okay, depending on their category. So that is another option that you can have, is an inside sales associate overseas, like a VA, that's handling those incoming leads. What if you don't have either one of them? What if hey, Danny, don't have a VA. I'd like to kind of get that lead to speed. I don't want to lose these leads when they come in, and I'm not on a team. I'm a single agent. What do I do? Right? So there are some tactics that you can use within your CRM website that will help you with this. So here's an idea I'm going to share with you. So right at the top of your page, lead to speed for the single agent, right? Lead to speed for the single agent. So when a lead comes in, they typically fill out a call to action form, whatever that may be. It could be that they're on your website and they're just looking at homes for sale, and then it asks, hey, if you'd like to proceed, please put in your information. Or maybe they're responding to an ad you put out there, talking about, hey, first-time home buyer's guide, if you'd like to get your copy of it. Boom, they fill it out. So they basically are responding to some sort of CTA you put out there. Then what you want to have done, the first step, is your system, your website should send out what's called a autoresponder email. Now, I would suggest that that first email that you send out is a generic email, just coming from the system, and it should show that. And it would say something like, hey, thank you very much for filling out this form. Someone's going to get back to you as soon as they can. Like, just very generic. Thank you. You filled out the form, and they have that autoresponder. Okay. So now they're getting that response. They're getting something from you. And technically, is that the lead to speed? I would say yes, because they're getting something from you. But then what I would suggest, and keep this in mind, most leads that you're going to use this for would be those leads that come in late at night, where they know no one's in the office at 1 a.m. They know that you're not in the office at 1 a.m. right? So don't pretend you are. Right. So this autoresponder comes out is going to be very generic, very much coming from the system, and they know that. Right. It's coming from the system, and someone will take care of it as soon as they get in the office. Right. Then I would recommend step 2 is have the system send out a second autoresponder. But this autoresponder should have your signature at the very bottom. Right. It's as if it came from your desk, as if you got into the office and it's like, hey, got your request. Thank you very much. I'm going to be putting this work to put the stuff together for you and send it off to you. So it should be having your signature at the bottom. It should it should have their name at the top in the email, right? And again, I'm saying an autoresponder because I don't expect you to be sending it. I don't want it to be where when you come into the office and you're putting these together, you're putting this information together. No, what should you be doing in the mornings? Making your calls, getting yourself ready to prospect. So having the system do this on its own protects your schedule, doing what you need to be doing. This can be something that the system can do on its own. It's a simple it's a second autoresponder. And I would actually have it send out at a very specific time, like 8:17 in the morning, as an example of a very specific time, as if you walked in the office at 8 a.m., opened your computer, and there it was. Here's this request, and you're putting it together for them. You're sending them a response. But make it seem like it came from you, but in reality, it's just automatic. It comes out automatic from you, right? And of course, you are doing your prospecting. You're making your calls. You're doing what you have to do to generate the business, right? And they're being taken care of. Okay, step number 3. We're going to send out a third autoresponder email, maybe something around 9:30. And that autoresponder would say, well, again, with your signature, coming from your office, coming from your desk, and it says something to the effect of, hey, need to speak to you. We came up with some issues with what you requested. Need to talk to you. When can I speak to you? What time can I speak to you? So pick a time. Say something like, I don't know, whatever your lead follow-up time is. So in this autoresponder, this third email, you're saying to the client, hey, we got a problem. Need to connect with you. Need to speak to you. Why? Why is that the most important thing we want to do? Is we need to qualify this lead. We need to have a conversation with them. So these 3 emails is to set you up to have that conversation. So when this 9:30 autoresponder email is sent out, make sure you put in there the time that you normally follow up with leads. Maybe you follow up leads between 11 and 12. That's your follow-up time. Great. So put that in the email. Hey, I need to call you around 11 a.m. What number can I reach you at? Now, I haven't really sent them anything. They're still waiting for this request, but I am communicating with them automatically, right? And then the goal is at 11 a.m., before you actually send them anything, to have that conversation, right? So that would be the tactics I would use for lead to speed if you don't have an ISA and they don't have a team member that can go and answer those calls to go in and get the leads, all right? So that would be lead to speed using the autoresponders that you have in your website, right? They're all in there. You can easily program them, right? All right, what else do we got here? Okay, so next tactic I have. Now, you guys ever got a lead and you call them and they don't pick up the phone? You text them, they don't answer. You email them, they don't answer. Anyone ever get any of those leads? Right. So I'm going to share with you Kyle Whistle, dog on a bone follow-up tactic. Right. So this is dog on a bone follow-up tactic. This is a response to what they do for the first 2 weeks. So this goes on for 14 days. And what it is, it's very, very simple. It is you call the lead in the morning. If they don't answer, you send them a text message, right? If they don't answer that, you send them an email. And that's all done in the morning portion. Then after lunch in the afternoon, you call again. And if they don't answer, you send them a text message. And if they don't answer, you send an email, right? Then you do it again in the evening. In the evening, you call them. If they don't answer, leave a message this time, right? We leave a message, right? Then send a text message. And if they still haven't answered, then we send them another email. So pretty aggressive, right? It's 3 phone calls, 3 text messages, and 3 emails all in one day. And you do that for 14 days straight, for 2 weeks straight, hitting them up. Now, some of you are thinking, well, Danny, that's a really aggressive, right? And here's the thing with that. Yeah, it is. If you're asking for some information, if you're requesting some information, you obviously have a need, right? And I want to make sure that I am going after this lead as much as I possibly can so that I can demonstrate to them that I want your business. See, when you look at the client, do they want a passive agent? Do they want to hire a passive agent, or do they want an assertive agent that wants their business? Like, think of it from your perspective. Who do you want to represent you? Someone who's assertive, someone that's going after the business, that wants your business, or someone that's like, it's okay, I won't bother you, right? What are you looking for in a realtor, right? So this is the dog on a bone follow-up tactic, which is phone call, text, email, 3 times a day, doing it for 2 weeks straight, and then you kick them off, right? One other tactic. Now, all right, I got one more tactic for you guys. One more. This is an internet seller lead follow-up plan, right? Now, understand that this is probably coming to you from like a home evaluation landing page, right? And people are connecting. So understand first and foremost, where did this call come from? Because if they came from, let's say, your Facebook or your Google, or even Bing, right? Any one of those search engines, they may not realize this is a real estate website. It just may be that landing page, find out what your home is worth, right? And some of us have unbranded sites. So when you have that, it's real important that you realize that this client may not know this is a real estate website, right? So first things first, step number 1 is you call them. And if you get a hold of them, great. What do you do next? If you get a hold of that client, that lead, when you first call them, what do we do? And the key here is focus on questions, open-ended questions that, and just for everyone's clarity here, open-ended questions are not the yes/no questions, right? Not, those are yes/no questions. Open-ended questions mean you have to elaborate in the questions. Like, tell me, where is it that you're moving to next? Right? Why is it that you're moving there? Right? When would you like to be there? So you have to, it's not yes, no, it's I have to elaborate. So open-ended questions geared towards their motivation. What is their motivation like? Right? And this is the when, where, and why questions. Hey, when you sell this home, where is it that you're moving to next? And in the perfect world, ideally, when would you like to be there? And I'm curious, what's taking you there now? So it's the where, when, and why, right? We want to find out. So these are the questions we want to be curious with. Understand that you're going to get some objections. Like, there'll be objections like, hey, I was just curious, just want to find out what my home is worth. Or we're kind of looking to refinance our house, not sure if we should take advantage of their interest rates right now. Or you know what, in some cases, someone would say, this is not my house, I'm not the owner, I don't know where you got my number from, right? Just anticipate those, okay, guys? Anticipate those. So what are those handlers that you may use to kind of sidestep that and continue that conversation? Again, practicing scripts and dialogues, right? If they don't pick up the phone, right, we don't leave a message in our conversation, right? So we follow up the plan. Here's the follow-up plan. So day one, set up that weekly email, right, with the CTA links, right? Day two is call at different times in the day, right? Again, morning, noon, and nights, right? Day three, it's text message. Day five, we're calling them again, no voicemail. Day seven, if you know where they live, and obviously because it's a CMA they're looking for, you may want to go by and just drop off a one-page report on their home, right? Day eight is you call and basically ask them what they thought of that report, right? Or text them, right? And then we move on to day 12, another phone call. Day 14, it's a text message. Day 30, I would drop off a sample CMA of the property, like a little bit more in depth, right? And day 31 would be calling them to discuss that CMA. So that would be a internet seller lead follow-up plan. All right. So I shared 3 plans with you, and yesterday I shared a 4th one. Dude, I don't know if I have any more lead follow-up plans to share. I'll be honest with you, right? I may go over tomorrow on some software, that you can use in your follow-up to help you with this, right? But I'm pretty much sure that that's it for lead follow-up. I'm not gonna lie, right? Now, does anyone have any questions, concerns, anything in their business that they need help with? No, you guys all good? Then if that's the case, then please.
Danny, so sorry, I've got a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just because it went through a little quickly. So can you just quickly let us know day 3? What was day 3 again?
Okay, so in the internet seller lead follow-up plan, day 3 was simply send them a text message.
Okay, and then day 5?
Call them.
Okay, day 8?
Day 8 is where you basically day 7, you're dropping off a 1-page marketing report, right?
So
and then day 8 is when you go there and just talk to them about it. You just ask them, hey, listen, what did you think of that report, right?
That was day 12.
Day 12 is a phone call.
Okay.
And day 14 is a text message. Day 30 is a full-blown CMA, right? It's an example of a CMA. It doesn't have to get too technical, but somewhat of a CMA. And then day 31, again, you're calling them to discuss that CMA.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, I went kind of quick. All right, so please unmute yourselves. Nick, I'm looking at you, Nick. Mute yourself, right? All right, so just curious, what day is today?
It's money-making day.
That's right, it's a money-making day. So what's that one thing that you've been avoiding that you know you need to be doing? It is March. It's time to get over yourself and start to do it to help you move the needle in your business. You guys are awesome. I'll talk to all of you tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Danny.